You are looking live at Valley Sports Arena in Concord, Massachusetts, where the Jersey Sharks are getting set to take on the Junior Pandas in the second preliminary round game of the Beantown Classic here in Massachusetts. Hi everybody, it's Joe Rizzo here bringing you the action on Rizzo Vision, and we're glad that you are here. The Sharks in their light blue jerseys with gray, coming off a 1-0 win earlier in the day in the first prelim against the Buffalo Regals. So they are off to a great start. And the Junior Pandas had a 2-2 tie in their first game. So this is a big game for both teams as far as the tournament is concerned. There's 3 games in the prelims. And if you're in the top 16 out of 26 or 30 or whatever it is, then your second game on Saturday night will be a playoff type game in the round of 16 en route to championship hopes. And if you don't get into that top 16, then you'll play a game Saturday night and it'll be for consolation. But the Sharks off to a great start against one of the signature franchises of girls hockey in the USA, the Buffalo Regals, and they get the win there. Harper Keenan got the shutout. She will head to the bench for this one, and Lexi Riley will be in the nets for the Sharks. Megan Graham for the Pandas, who come from Alberta in Canada. They are in the yellow jerseys, green pants, yellow socks with a thick white stripe. The Sharks come out in their light blue jerseys, light gray trim, darker gray socks that don't necessarily match so perfectly. Mia McSherry on the dot, ready for the opening face-off. And we're underway, game 2. We're glad you're joining us, no matter where you're from. If you're privy to the Sharks side or you're more interested in the Pandas, we're glad to have you here. Centering pass goes for naught. Picked up by Katie McCaffrey. McCaffrey turns and sends it in. McCaffrey looks like she's going to play D for this tournament. When she joins her Bandits teammates as they start the regular season, more likely maybe then to be a forward, but just with the numbers here in the tournament, they needed one of the forwards to play D. They were going to split it up, but Katie is an accomplished D, and she said, I will take that spot. Up the right wing and knocked down over there, losing a glove, was Claus. Scott sends it in and changes. Camarada the first in pursuit over there, but the Pandas move it out. Fong had moved it up. McConnell now trying to push it through. McConnell over to Rathburn. Camarada with the steal. Camarada has McNulty down the middle. McNulty was the goal scorer in the 1-0 win over Buffalo earlier in the day. That's the only goal in Jersey Sharks history, the first at this point. Moved up by Rathburn. She dumps it to try to chip past Kira Redmond. Picked up there by the Sharks and moved out. Knocked down there was Camarada by Bima. Up the right wing, Camarada gets it. Tried to chip it forward, but didn't quite get all of it. Schumacher-Gromick tries to battle it forward. It's chipped. A pop-up in front of the Sharks bench, now sent in, brought in by the Pandas, wrist shot, right pad save. Lexi Riley is on the board with her first save. Camarada trying to move up and through, but can't get through Foster. Bima, 77, the lefty, fires a wrist shot that goes wide. Bounds off the end boards, chipped up and out. In pursuit, McCaffrey trying to chip it forward. She's got coverage on her defense, so she'll follow that one all the way through. And now with 4 down low, and realizing maybe that she didn't need to be down there was Gabby Rothstein. She pinched back, brought in. Louisa Rizzo has it, looking, still looking. Gets a little help, but It's a 2-on-0. Here comes Curry. She's going to take a wrist shot. One save, rebound, score. Riley had the first save. She couldn't make the second one, and it's 1-0 for the Junior Pandas. There's 19-13 left in the first half. These are halves. They're not periods, and they're 22 minutes long. So the little bit of a breakdown right there by the Sharks, and the first time their net has been dented is courtesy of the Pandas. Carly Curry on the 2-on-0. It really ended up being a 2-on-1 because McCaffrey did get back, but well ahead of the play was Curry, and she cashed in. Sharks now try to erase the deficit here, the first that they have faced. This is they've practiced some together, but this is their first game action here on this Friday, late in July, at the Beantown Classic, the mecca of girls hockey in the U.S. in terms of tournaments. But it's such a good tournament that you have teams even from Canada. So a great experience for the Canadian girls getting to come down to the States and play. Rizzo gets behind the D. Rizzo breaks in. Rizzo wrist shot, one save. She's decked in front. It's loose, still loose, chipping at it. Rizzo from her knees tries to get at it. Rothstein over there can't get through. Olivia Rothstein through traffic, one save and kicked away. Graham held tight. Megan Graham, boy, she was under fire right there. And she held that puck out of the net. Rizzo was banging on the door. Rothstein was there, Sperling as well. Couldn't get it in. Rothstein up to Scott. Mandy Scott gets it past Georgievic on the dump, and they call the icing. Looked like they were not going to call it at first, but they do eventually call it. 17:46 left, first half. Sharks in the blue and the Junior Pandas from Alberta. Nothing Pandas. Backhander in front. McConnell. Lauren McConnell with the backhander in front. She kind of was taking her time there and didn't really get as much on it as she would have liked. And Riley knocks it down and they'll face it off.
Are you Joe?
Yeah.
Joe is so funny.
Okay, we're getting, apparently I'm so funny. Thank you to whoever said that. I'm glad to be funny sometimes. Funny, haha. They face it off to the left circle of Lexi Riley. Can't give you really such a perfect perch. If you knew what I was doing to try to get this shot as good as possible, you'd probably laugh, but it's not funny. Junior Pandas work it around, picked off by Camarada. She's going to cut up the middle. She's got McNulty with her. It's a 2-on-1. Georgievic is back. Camarada tees it up, wrist shot. It looked like Graham got a piece of it, and if she did, then the face-off will be down there. So Graham did get a piece of that. Camarada had that bar down in mind. And a face-off for the Sharks in the offensive zone. So they're down 1-0, but they've created a bunch of chances here against the Junior Pandas. Here's a foot race. Eventually won over by the Junior Pandas. Up but not out. Olivia Rothstein was the one back. She got kind of pushed down from behind. They didn't call it. Riley with the save, and the puck finds its way to the ice, and she covers up. One of the dads saying they're specifically from Edmonton, so I've been saying Alberta, but be more specific to Edmonton. 16:06 left, first half. They're playing halves. McConnell is that. Furbank still with it. Foster between the points. Ashburn had it, gets it in low. McConnell has it now. Sharks letting a little bit of possession go here, and now they pick it up and eventually get it out. Sperling clears it. Rothstein, Gabby Rothstein in a foot race there. She was shy a step to start with. Smith's going to carry it in. Smith looking to tee it up, but Sperling picks her pocket. Centering feed, it hit off of a skate of one of the Sharks. Comes to Erickson, who backhands it in. And a lot of down low pressure here in possession for the Pandas. They have a 1-0 lead and 15 minutes left, or just a little over that, in the first half. Yes, they're playing halves. The American guy knows that they play periods in hockey, but they're playing halves. This one fired down, puck skidding down, and eventually crosses the line for icing. The ice here at this rink is in significantly better shape than the ice that we saw earlier in the day, where it was just a little too warm in the rink there. A lot of puddles, and this was not too friendly to the players on either team. McLeod will hustle back as Mandy Scott dumps it forward, but Claus is putting Erickson under pressure. Erickson picks it up, sends it to the breakout spot on the wing. Knocked down there by McSherry. McSherry gets dumped from behind. Puck battle along the boards. McSherry back there with Scott. Pandas were probably wanted to get it to Erickson over there at the point, but they take it down low anyway. Big puck battles. McConnell is drifting toward the front. That's Devin McConnell. Not Lauren McConnell. Lauren's 22, Devin is 39. In yellow. And on the icing, the Sharks finding themselves here in a deficit for the first time. 1-0. They've had their chances, but they haven't had the better of the possession time. That's belonged to the Pandas so far. Camarada was trying to break out behind the defense, and now she does get it. Centers for McNulty, nowhere really to go. Leaves it for Folia, kept in by Olivia Rothstein. She's going to take it all the way in. Folia stays at the left point, so Olivia Rothstein can battle. Now they'll both retreat as the Pandas get it out of the zone, moving it up the left wing. That's Scheil, and she centers it eventually. Fong was there. Georgievic at the right point will bat it back in. Fong behind the net looking. Referee, DePerio. You're getting a nice shot of him. So if the DePerios are watching, it's referee camera. Wraparound attempt, and they score. It looked like Marley Fong, or let's see. Well, I always tell the girls, whoever leads the celly line is the one who's got the goal. So we're going to say it's Marley Fong. 13:09 left first half, 2-0 now for the Junior Pandas against the Jersey Sharks. Rizzo, Rothstein, and Sperling for the Sharks. They won the face-off, and Redmond has to retreat back into her own zone. Off the boards for Shoemaker-Gromick. Tries to chip it up forward for Gabby Rothstein. Can't keep it in. Rothstein picks it back up. Tries to gain a little open ice. Sperling sends it for Rizzo. Rizzo's 1-on-3. Has to just dump it into the opposite corner. Sperling trying to chase it down. Redmond is up there if it gets to the point. Knocked down. Redmond's going to step into it. It's chipped over her stick, but Shoemaker-Gromick was in the safety position, and she bats it right back down with her team onside. In pursuit, Rothstein forces the turnaround by Fong, or rather Fairbank. spinning and moving with it is Rathburn, and she's coming right at you and going up. But Redmond recovers in her own zone. Redmond moves it forward to Shoemaker, Gromick to Sperling, picked off. Looked like she was out of the zone there, Bima, but they said it was onside. They theoretically have a better view than me. Rizzo in pursuit there, forces the pass, and Rothstein creates the turnover. Can't get it dumped in, but let's see if they can at least get the change, and they do. So even though the dump doesn't go all the way in, the Sharks are able to change. McConnell, 39 McConnell, gets all the way around, sent one at the net, but not with too much on it, and Riley was able to make the save. Pushed around into the far board, Shoemaker, Gromick, she's been out there for a while. It's sent up between the points. Erickson's going to tee this one up, gets the wrister on it. It was going wide, but Lexi Riley gloves it down and forces the face-off. 11:25 left first half, 2-0. Junior Pandas lead the Jersey Sharks. Jersey with a win over the Buffalo Regals earlier in the day. And the Junior Pandas had a tie in their earlier game. So all is not lost, no matter what the result is. Picked off there and moved in. This is McCaffrey, down low, wrist shot. Maybe a save or maybe it went wide. Katie McCaffrey broke in, had a good chance there. Andy Scott pressuring Smith, forces the exchange. Oh, Scott nearly had it picked off. Curry's gonna deflect this one in to the offensive zone. That one skips past McLeod. Lemke is gonna pick that one up. Lemke, lefty 19, sends it forward. Olivia Rothstein picks it up, moves it forward. Sent in the zone, wrist shot, knocked away by Graham. Picked up behind the end line, looks like McSherry, Mandy Scott. Scott's been sharp so far. Let's see if 27 gets a little opening here. She's been awful close. She had a couple of close chances in the first game today, but a tight defensive battle in that one. Just one goal. Maeve McNulty provided that, and that was the difference. Camerata steered it up, but couldn't quite get it out of the zone. McSherry battling to get it there. Can't do it. Pandas real good so far on possession. Here's a one-timer in front by Rathburn, but Lexi Riley knocks it down with the Shark logo in the front of her jersey and never lets a rebound hit the ice. Glad you're joining us on Rizzo Vision. No matter which side you're from, we're glad you're here. Hit that subscribe button, help us out a little bit. Help out girls hockey, USA, Canada, anywhere in the world. We know we have watchers from all over, and we're glad that you join us. Redirected in front, Fong. Riley sprawls out and covers it with the catching glove. Two 2-0 Junior Pandas. Fong against Folia. Fong wins it, goes to the point. Rathburn tries to get to it, but one too many Sharks there. They battle for it along the boards. Sent into the zone, and now McCaffrey is going to try to get those wheels moving. That's Shoemaker Gromick, actually. I'll confuse them until the cows come home. I'll figure it out at some point. At some point I'll get it. McNulty is 1-on-2 or 1-on-3. There's a tie-up at center ice between Rathburn and Camerata. I'm not sure if somebody's stick got caught in his skate over there, and the Junior Pandas ice it. So an offensive zone draw for the Jersey Sharks in the blue and light gray. Light blue, light gray. 8:57 left first half. Rizzo on the dot. Rothstein in the slot. Sperling on the left wing. Sperling gets it. Sperling gets in front. Didn't quite get to rip that shot. Just lost the handle as it came in. Okay, I've been saying Graham, but it's Amundsen in goal. So forgive me. Amundsen, not Graham, in goal. So all those great things that happened before were Amundsen and not Graham. Sorry, Pandas. Bima tries to bring it in, but she's halted there. Passed by Rothstein, looking for Rizzo, a little too strong. Forster gets it, still with it. Joss Foster trying to go coast to coast, has somebody coming down the middle. Wrist shot, save Riley. Steered the rebound away. So Lexi Riley's led up to, but really didn't have a chance on either one of them. Just good playing by the Pandas. Curry tried to bang that one in, but it was held up at the line. Sperling over there. Curry picks it up, sends it cross ice. Looking. They send it into the zone, but quickly out. That was Fairbank. Offside is the call. McConnell couldn't get back over. Devin McConnell. And they'll face it off outside of the Sharks' defensive zone. Didn't think McSherry won that faceoff, but the puck just kind of squirted back through her legs, and it was recovered by the Sharks. Chipped up by Scott. She gets it out of the zone, but Shile's going to pick it up and steer it in. The Perio says it's onside. Trying to pick it up is Erickson. She turns and looks for some open ice, finds a couple of Sharks there and chips it forward for Shile, who sends it in. Now it's two Sharks heading back to get it. Into the far corner, Claus, she reverses it, but Shile's there to pick it up. Somebody got knocked down. Shile took a hit over there, no calls. That one gets through Erickson, and if it takes a normal bounce, it'll be icing. Oh, he waved off the icing. Maybe somebody got a piece of it. Under 7 minutes left in the first half. 2 22-minute halves. And it's 2-0 Junior Pandas over the Jersey Sharks. Let's see if the Sharks have the wherewithal to get it on the board. That one fired by Redmond, glove down by Erickson, far side of the net. Picked up and moved to the point. McCaffrey keeps it in and bats it back down. Scott hustling over there to see if she could pick one off. She forced the breakout pass to come a little early, and that's the reason why the puck eventually turns over in the neutral zone and is sent back in, allowing the Sharks to change. Little things add up in hockey. That's how you win games against good teams. Both good teams here. You're not going to get anything for free. It's all earned, every bit of it. And it's often the play that leads to the play that leads to the play that leads to the goal. And sometimes, most times, those plays don't lead to goals, but sometimes they do. Edwards back in neutral ice, sends it off the stick of McCoy Burke, who got it into the zone maybe momentarily. McNulty powers forward along with Folia. Georgievic got the stick lifted on Folia. That's quite an accomplishment because Folia is about as strong on her stick as anybody. McCoy Burke moves it up to McConnell. McConnell steers into the zone. She's going to meet Redmond over there. Curry centers it, and they one-time it back door for the goal. Didn't see the far referee indicate a goal immediately, but it is McConnell that gets it. That's Devin McConnell on the backdoor pass from Carly Curry. So Curry had it at the bottom of the right wing circle, and instead of shooting it, she sent it through to the back door, and it was a stuff shot for McConnell. 3-0 Junior Pandas, 5:15 left in half number one. Sharks here being tested again, this time in the deficit department. Things went their way in the first game and not going their way in game two. Hustling down. McCaffrey, Rizzo's down there. Rizzo has it, sends it for Sperling, one-timer, but somebody got a piece. It looked like it was Fong coming back, Marley Fong. Rizzo takes a shot on the one-timer. Didn't get great wood on it, but Amundsen makes the glove save. That'll draw the offensive zone face-off. Rizzo on the dot, Sperling in the slot. Gabby Rothstein on the far wing. Shoemaker Grolmick on the right point. Kira Redmond on the left point. Rizzo didn't win the faceoff, but Sperling jumped in to steal it, and eventually the Pandas are the ones that are bringing it out. Fong gets it in, shoots and scores. She got that one. It wasn't quite bar down. Marley Fong, coast to coast, 4-0 Junior Pandas. Looked like more of an innocent play, but Fong got out the fangs and made it deadly. Fong with it again, through a lot of traffic, sends it at Riley, who sticks it aside. Shoemaker Grolmick breaks it up behind the net, trying to get the wheels moving up the right wing. She's got no room, but she's barreling through, gets it into the zone. Scott was there. Scott's got to jump back on side. She does. McSherry was there. That one's sent down. It's going to be an icing. So with 3:52 left in the first half, the Jersey Sharks will have an offensive zone draw, and let's see if they can start cutting into the 4-0 deficit. McSherry on the dot. Tied up there. Erickson jumps in to snag the loose puck. Moved up, and they get it out. Smith carries in, leaves it for McConnell. Lauren McConnell, shot, right pad saved by Lexi Riley. Riley getting all she could handle here in the first half. Wrist shot goes wide. Erickson steps in to keep it in. That's really been the story. It's been extended possessions in the offensive zone for the Pandas, and it's eventually led to goals that have been more so on rushes or on step plays. Camarada, like a house of fire coming in. Erickson picks up the loose puck, gets it into the zone. Smith had it for a moment. McConnell, Lauren McConnell trying to get it now. Chased around the end boards. Olivia Rothstein there. 22, the lefty. Not that you could see the numbers. I can barely see them. I would have opted for black numbers, I gotta say. But the jerseys are sharp. Especially when you see them up close. There's like a Jersey Sharks thing, and there's like, the shark is in like ice water, and it just looks really cool. What's not cool so far is the scoreboard, unless you're somewhere in Edmonton right now where it's probably sunny and 22 degrees Celsius, not Fahrenheit. That's a guess, I don't know, I'm just guessing. Right now, things go in the Pandas' way. Let's see if the Sharks can bite back. Redmond in the far corner, battling for it. Up the boards it comes to Camarada. She tries to chip it forward. Eventually gets a piece of it. They can't get it out. McConnell sends it across the zone and in. Ping pong back. Sharks now looking to see if they can get some opportunities on a loose puck to spring away, since they haven't been able to establish too much possession. They did have a lot in the beginning. And here it comes. Izzy Camarada. She's got the breakaway. She shoots and it goes just over the crossbar. So they were looking for it. You could see it. They got to start playing a little bit more aggressive. Rizzo bangs into Georgievic. Curry comes back to grab the puck. Rizzo now out there with Camarada for a minute. And McNulty getting around one, but couldn't get all the way in to steer the corner, was McCoy Burke. She brings it down the middle. It's picked off for a moment by McNulty and then by Redmond, but Scheil picks it up, bumped off by Camarada. She probably needs a break. She still has enough anger and vinegar to block a shot, and eventually they get the puck out of the zone and complete this change. Rizzo tries to battle too, forces the turnover. Rothstein doesn't have any room though. She was 1 on 3 or 4, just the way that the puck bounced. If it bounced the other way, she might have been able to steer around and get in there. Redmond behind her own net with 23 seconds left in the first half, and her team trailing by 4. Wrist shot through traffic. Riley gets it and leaves no rebound. 17.3 seconds left now in the half. 2 halves, that's how they're playing it. 22 minutes apiece. Rizzo on the dot, wins that one back cleanly to Schumacher-Gromick. Chipped up the boards for a moment. Rizzo trying to get the break. The magician at the end of periods and halves and games, and time's going to expire here on the Sharks. There's a big thrust from behind, and no call on that one, so a half to forget, perhaps, for the Sharks, and one to be excited about if you're in oil country. 4-0 after 1 half, not a period, 1 half. The Beantown Classic. There are so many girls hockey players here. It is glorious if you're somebody that watches the sport, if you have a daughter or granddaughter or great-granddaughter, niece, your sister, your cousin, your friend, or if it's you. You're part of a wonderful sorority, girls hockey players. The road's a little rougher. The boys always get the better treatment, but when you're at Beantown, it's all about the girls. So they get to enjoy it. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, we would appreciate it. Doesn't matter if you're just watching one time, it would be greatly appreciated. Help spread the word about girls hockey at all levels, even though we're concentrating on 19 AA. Helps get the word out there, and we appreciate it. Good to see some familiar faces as the RSG Selects are getting set to take on their opponent in the game right after this. So if you're from our Rockets family, I say hello. Rizzo on the dot, Rothstein on the near wing, Sperling on the far wing. Underway, half number 2. Let's see if the Sharks can swim their way back into this one. I mean, if a panda and a shark were in the water, I would definitely favor the shark. If they were in the forest, I would favor the panda. So right now this game's being played in the forest. They don't switch sides, which is sort of funny, but we found that out in the first game. With the 2 halves, they're not switching sides. Not sure why they're doing that, but that's the way that it is. Olivia Rothstein picks it up, banks it off the boards. Erickson was there, sent forward, trying to spring 2 or maybe 3 of the forwards, but it's picked off. Curry has it. Or no, that's not Curry. That's McLeod. Moved up, chipped off the boards. Sperling, she's going to pressure McConnell, who's going to take it back in her own end, pick it up. Now the other McConnell, well, who's the other? Right now, Lauren's the other because Devin has the goal. Well, maybe they both have a goal. I can't even keep track at this point. It's been the McConnell show here. Shot from the point, knocked down by Lexi Riley, who covers it up. Lexi playing this game after her tandem mate, Harper Keenan, got the shutout in the first game against the Buffalo Regals. McSherry tied up on the dot there. Devin McConnell with it, tries to center, but it was knocked away. The cycle was not put into play there, but the pass was made like it was. And eventually there's a shot by Lola Edwards from the left point. That gets through traffic, but Riley saw it all the way, knocked it down, covered it up. Face off again. Still loose over there. And it comes up, but not quite out, and eventually McSherry did get it out, but it pops right back in. Laws moves it out of the, that looked like it was like a foot out of the zone. They say it was in. Jumping in is Curry to keep it in, gets around Redmond for a moment, but they'll try to establish it from outside. Beamer with a bullet that Riley stopped very high. Beamer just stepped right into that. She got the flex on the stick going and just whipped that thing. A lot of juice on it. There's Bima looking to move it up, and she does. Trying to get through traffic there was Lemke, couldn't quite do it. Scott picks it up, banks it off the boards, but it's kept in and sent down by Fairbank. Near side corner, centering feed. Shile was there. Somebody's trying to bang it home, Lemke, but Riley looks like she got the pad on it. Here's a chip right there. That's a borderline, could have been called a check. The Canadian teams play it a little different. The style is just a little different in Canada in girls hockey than it is here in the States. In different parts of the States, they do play it differently. You go to the region by like Northern Virginia and you hit somebody in the pads with your stick and they're going to call it. And certainly any of the physical play that you see here, I mean, you practically, if this was in Virginia, they would give them 2 and 10 just for something that wasn't even called a penalty here. So the girls from Canada definitely more physical typically than most of the girls from the U.S. teams. But the Sharks have adjusted well. They're not being out-physicaled in the game. They just haven't had nearly as much possession as they used to. They had some scoring chances early on, but couldn't quite cash in. 4-0 Junior Pandas in the yellow and green. So if you're not from the Edmonton area, then you're not familiar with the CFL, then you wouldn't know that those are pretty much the colors of the Edmonton Eskimos of the CFL. But not the Edmonton Oilers, who our audience is likely more familiar with. Our American audience, that is. 17:38. Sharks have their work cut out for them. Erickson moves it in. Looking to center it, but she's forced to steer it all the way around. Hits off the skate of the ref. And Katie McCaffrey was looking to carry it and was sending it forward and was frustrated with her decision making. It didn't cause any ill will. Lexi Riley with a big save and covers up on the backhander there. Riley keeps it at a 4-goal gap. We'll see. I don't see any quit in the Sharks here. For both teams, their second game of the day. And for the Pandas, they had less rest. They played a little bit later. They played in the time slot, one time slot later than the Sharks. So a little less rest as we tick under 17 minutes remaining in the second half. Yes, 2 halves. I'm going to reiterate it all the time because it's so unusual. 4-0 Junior Pandas. Erickson's shot blocked by Sperling. Second shot gets through a screen, but Riley is able to pick it up. So in order to get you this shot, if you could see it's not perfect, right? Like the glass has these little stanchions in it. And there's no place to elevate except for maybe behind the net, and there is the netting behind there, which totally ruins the shot. And it's kind of tough if you pick a corner and more of the action is on the opposite end. So I borrowed a box from the pro shop, and I have my one leg of the tripod mounted on that as Riley finds a trickling puck in front and covers it up. Redmond tied up. I think that was Lauren McConnell in front, prohibiting her from batting that one potentially in. Camarada, was that Camarada? Somebody got dumped right there. No penalties called in the game. Oh, that was Bella Bellin. Bella stepped right into the lane there, and she was about to escape, and I mean, she just flat out got tripped. No calls either way, so as long as it's even, I don't care. There's interference right there, but they don't call that as Mandy Scott hustles in. Pandas change. Shile just hooked Bellin while the ref wasn't looking right there. Georgievic is going to try to skate through a lot of traffic. Gets through most, gets down low, shoveled to the left side, but nobody was home. Too many Sharks there. Smith to Edwards. Camarada had interrupted it for a moment. McNulty was there as well. Sent in by Olivia Rothstein. Amundsen tried to glove that down, tried to smack it down with the glove and just whiffed on it, but it wasn't going into the net. Otherwise, if that puck was about a foot over to the right, she might have just missed it and it could have been a fluke goal. Sharks will take anything they can get at this point. They're still trying to pressure, but they have not had the better of the possession, and that makes it somewhat difficult. McCaffrey turns, sends it to McNulty. Camarada and McNulty sort of in the same spot. Centering feed. Smith coming back was able to grab that away. Bell Smith, that one sent down and into the logo of the Sharks goalie, Lexi Riley. $4-0 Junior Pandas over the Jersey Sharks. Beantown Classic in the Boston area. We're in Concord, Mass right now. Rizzo trying to hit the home run pass there. At least got it out of the zone for a moment. He's trying to spring Rothstein. Foster is going to hustle back. Sperling's going to put the pressure on, see if she can force a turnover. Nice sauce pass. Oh, Rizzo picked it off for a moment, but it wouldn't settle on her stick. Junior Pandas still with it. McConnell, 39, over to Curry. Foster sends it across, and a wrist shot. Big save by Riley. She didn't even realize she had it, but she got something on it. I don't know if it was the mask or the left shoulder, but she stayed up just enough to get a piece of it and keeps it 4-0. You never know. Keep making saves, keep playing the game. The other teams had more possession, keeps fighting. You never know what's going to happen. It's still a hockey game. No matter how one-sided the score looks at any given time. Sperling looking for the connection there. Foster got a piece of it. Rizzo treks back, leaves it for McCaffrey. He sends it up to Sperling. Jesse Sperling for Gabby Rothstein. Looking for some room, doesn't really have it. Lemke was there. Wrist shot off of one of the Sharks' sticks and over the top of the glass with 12:35 left in the game. 4-0 Junior Pandas. They got all four in the first half. And since then, they've played it even on the scoreboard. But the Junior Pandas, with each possession, have continued to get stronger and stronger at possessing the puck and keeping the Sharks in their own end. blunted by Mandy Scott. Was a close range shot there, so Riley was able to make the save. Far corner, they battle for it. 2-on-2. Sherry waits for that puck to come out. Is that she? They bring it in, turning and sending it all the way up. Redmond lets that one go by, and it's going to be an icing. She might have had a chance to get it. And I saw the little look on her face where like, oh, like she was wincing, like, oh boy, I got to chase that one down, but too strong. Offensive zone draw. McSherry on the dot. Scott in the slot. Bellin on the right wing. Bellin jumps in to win it. Shoemaker, sorry. Sent up for Rathburn. Shoemaker, Gromick hustles back. Gets pressed into the boards, not a check, so that's a smart play by Rathburn. If you close a gap to make contact, that's a check. If you make contact first, you're allowed to push and ride the player. Now you can't do it illegally, like you can't ride the player face first into the boards. But it's good physical play by Rathburn. And most of the U.S. teams are just not this physical to a player. Player to player, you could see everybody on the Pandas is looking to just get a piece. They'll chip you, they'll push you, they'll ride you, they'll hit you, as much as they can get away with it. Bellin pirouettes, sends it up for McNulty. Right there you see the example. Like, McNulty was skating through. McConnell was not really part of the play anymore, but she shoved her away. USA Hockey, they really teach you to actually not bother with that level of the play. Just move on and keep going. So it's a decidedly different style. So Riley makes another save and they blow the whistle. Even though the puck was loose, I don't think they called a penalty there. Maybe they just blew the whistle thinking that she was going to cover it. 10:19 left in the game. Jersey Sharks down 4-0 to the Junior Pandas from Edmonton. Near side wall. Foster sends it through traffic, but it goes wide. Curry was looking to redirect it. Referee getting some nice stretches in over here. Loose in front, chipped away. Foster's going to grab it. The Pandas just stay in the zone even when they lose the puck. That's a sign of confidence in your style, that you're going to maintain possession. They're not worried about odd man rushes the other way, so if the Sharks can start making them pay for that, they can keep the defenders down a little bit lower and maybe get behind them. Clock is running. Maybe there's some kind of rule where if there's a 4-goal gap, they'll run the clock. I'm not sure why. I didn't get that far into the rules to see why there would be a running clock. It's the first time that I've noticed it. Maybe if it's a 4-goal gap and under 10 minutes in the game, they start to run the clock. But that's not good news for the Sharks. They would be well advised to try to put one in the net here. Battled for along the far side boards in the corner. Schile with it. Gets a little hack there. And here comes Sperling. Jesse Sperling, wrist shot, save, rebound, loose in front still. Oh! Gabby Rothstein just was looking for that puck to settle down. Good break by the Sharks. No quitting these Jersey Sharks. There's a tie-up and booming bodies and yelling voices, and still no penalties in the game either way. Erickson through traffic and she scores. Harris Erickson, the defenseman, number 8, grabbed it at the right point, drifted between the points, fired a wrist shot, got it through traffic. Lexi Riley never saw it. 5-0 Pandas. And that's typically how it goes. You get down, you show a bit of life. Sharks, you know, it becomes a different game maybe if they can get that puck into the net. You're talking about 4-1 instead of 5-0. And then the other team comes down and puts one in the back of your net. So the outcome in terms of wins and losses is determined here, barring a meltdown or an explosion of historic proportions. But what could end up being important is the goal difference. Now, it looks like from some of the scores that I've seen that there's a maximum recorded goal difference in any particular game of 5 goals. So the 5-0 gap right here is kind of a big deal for the Sharks. They'd like to still fight and reduce that difference. Because in tiebreakers, it's quite possibly at some point going down to goal difference. So there's a point where you definitely want to take some chances, but you don't want to be reckless. And there's definitely a lot to learn from playing a high-level team like the Sharks are playing right now. McNulty picks it up, sends it forward. This is Julia Folia. Folia will rip one and sends it wide. Izzy Camerata on the far side wing. Folia picks it up. It comes to the point. McCaffrey dumped down from behind. Curry with it now. Chips it off the boards for Bima. She's going to try to beam one. She's got that big wrist shot, and she's going to look to tee it up as soon as she can, unless she finds somebody skating in. She finds Erickson, wrist shot, right pad save by Riley. Riley's had some moments in this game, and there's one of them. Big save with the mask, and she covers up the loose rebound as the running clock ticks down below 5:24. Riley would basically have to have been like the 1999 Dominic Hasek if she wanted to keep her team in this game. Not the debut she wanted, but still some good to have come of it. Centering feed, Rizzo got a piece of it, it looked like there, and Riley covered it up. They'll face it off again. Rizzo on the dot, Rothstein and Sperling, the two wings in the middle. Erickson with a wrist shot from the point, and Riley gloves it down. Rizzo wins that one, but McCoy Burke jumps in to pick it off. Between the points they go. Erickson couldn't corral it, but gets there to keep it in with the long reach. She's got the 5th goal here. Centering feed in front, a lot of traffic there. Schumacher-Gromick making sure that her stick doesn't snap in half as somebody was laying on it. Boy, nobody hates broken sticks more than parents. Oh, I can tell you that. McLeod tries to get it through traffic. Rathburn was looking for the redirection on the way. Erickson at the left point keeps it in. And this is Logan Schumacher-Gromick comes in, wrist shot along the ice. Knocked down with the stick and gloved by Amundsen. Devin Amundsen has not been so busy here in the second half. Offensive zone draw, McSherry has it. Ticking down, just over 3 minutes remaining. 5-0 Junior Pandas. Jersey Sharks in the blue would like to just get on the board before they exit the rink. There'll be plenty of rest for them as they will face off against the Connecticut Shoreline Sharks. Shark versus Shark at 1:30 Eastern Time on Saturday. So we want you to tune into Rizzo Vision for that. And hit that subscribe and alert button, and when we're going live, or if we can get a chance to upload cleaner copies of these games, then you'll know when we're doing that. Wrapped around to the far side. Bellin tries to move it up, backhanded up and out of the zone. Fong picks it up, McConnell brings it in. Curry on the back door. Claus knocked that one away. Slapper by Georgievic goes wide. McConnell gets it picked off there for a moment. Claus had it and then didn't have it, and then she had it and she didn't have it. Devin McConnell trying to get through traffic. They keep possession. Foster has it. Foster gets through a few, tries to roof one, but McCaffrey got a piece of it with the stick. Scheil jumps in to keep it in, and it's possession city for the Edmonton-based Pandas. McConnell picked off for a moment. McCaffrey had it. This line been out there for a while. They can't get off. Bellin's going to hustle over there, see if she can knock that one out of the zone. Got a piece, a little push and shove right there, but Bellin holds her ground. McCaffrey tries to get through traffic, takes a gauntlet of sticks. Scheil tries to tee one up, it goes wide. 1 minute left in the game, running time. Let's see if McNulty can pick one off of Foster here. Camarada's going to hustle in, see if she can beat Lemke to a puck. Folia has it. Folia marches close. Folia down low. Collision. McNulty just blatantly tripped right there. But no calls in the entire game either way. I mean, McNulty just got... It was a slap shot at her skates. I guess really no reason to call a penalty at this point, but... That one picked off. Rathburn tries to skate in, uses the feet to get it in. 20 seconds left. Redmond rides Rathburn into the boards. No call there. Again, why bother? But that's why you bother, because you don't want anybody taking liberties with anybody else. 2 seconds, one. Erickson has it. That'll expire the game. 5-0 Junior Pandas win it. 4 in the first half, 1 in the second half. Lexi Riley gets greeted by her teammates. If not for her efforts, certainly could have been a lot worse. There was a lot of possession and a lot of shots. Riley stood tall. A lot of traffic in front of her. A lot of sticks coming at her, but not the final score she was looking for. But nonetheless, she gets her Sharks debut. The girls line up at center ice for the best tradition in all of sports, the handshake.
Thanks, buddy.
That'll do it. We'll see if there is a future meeting between these clubs. Sharks now 1-1, and they have a -4 goal difference. And the Junior Pandas 1-0-1. And they are +5, so they're looking good pretty much at this point. And with the amount of teams that are there and only playing 3 games, I would say that a win and a tie through 2 has pretty much punched them their ticket. So whatever their results are, if you're on the Pandas side, you're probably playing for something on Saturday night. And even though the Sharks didn't have the result that they were looking for, they're still probably in pretty decent shape, certainly in control of their own fate, and we'll see how that turns out on Saturday against the Connecticut Shoreline Sharks. Once again, if you haven't subscribed, we'd appreciate it if you do, and if you hit the alerts button, you'll know when all the Jersey Sharks action this weekend is coming at you. And for the New Jersey Bandits later on, it's as good a time as any to subscribe. You can check out the playlist 2023 24 NJ Bandits girls hockey. If you check that playlist, we'll have the Sharks games on there, and then eventually in a month's time, when the Bandits get underway, we'll try to bring as many of those games to you as possible. That's going to do it from Concord, Mass. Final score, Junior Pandas 5, Jersey Sharks 0. This is Joe Rizzo. Thanks for watching Jersey Sharks hockey on Rizzo Vision.